With Chris Duke now sitting pretty in second, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
It's an impressive showing by Not Clinton Kakadin in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result. A solid performance from Roby as they currently hold position 3. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. It's a dominant performance from Not Clinton Kakadin in this qualification session. They have shown exceptional form and are leading the way. Their confidence is shining through, and they are proving why they are considered one of the best in the business.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Not Clinton Kakadin has asserted their authority on the track with their commanding performance. The gap between them and the rest of the field is quite significant.
D-Max has put in a great effort and currently holds 6th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? D-Max has completed their outlap. What a performance from D-Max. They currently occupy 6th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
You're spot on, Rob. DMAX's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Impressive display by Puppy Dog from Hell, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Eddie G has positioned themselves well in second during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has done a fantastic job to claim second. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
A solid qualifying performance by Puppy Dog from Hell, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Puppy Dog from Hell's current position of 5th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Incredible performance by Eddie G so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail. And there goes Puppy Dog from Hell, currently in position 4. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Puppy Dog from Hell has completed their outlap. Currently in 3rd, D-Max has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. D-Max has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Puppy Dog from Hell so far, earning him 3rd on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Puppy Dog from Hell's current position of 3rd is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Puppy Dog from Hell has just completed that lap in 0:59.132. Their best lap so far is 0:59.132, putting them in P3. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? A strong showing from D-Max as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Absolutely, Rob. DMAX has put in a remarkable effort to secure 4th.
D-Max has just completed a lap in 101.674. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. An outstanding display from Not Clinton Kakatan in this qualification. Not Clinton Kakatan has completed their first flying lap in 0:57.090. D-Max has secured a respectable 5th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. DMAX has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
D-Max has just completed that lap in 101.674. Their best lap so far is 101.674, putting them in P5. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There's a real buzz in the air as Eddie G secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
What a performance from Puppy Dog from Hell. They currently occupy 4th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
Great analysis, Rob. Puppy Dog from Hell has shown excellent pace to secure 4th. Now, the focus shifts to
It's a stellar performance from Puppy Dog from Hell, clinching 4th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
Impressive work from Chris Ilduke, who has claimed 2nd on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. A solid performance from Roby as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Robbie has done a fantastic job to claim 6th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
It's an impressive showing by Puppy Dog from Hell, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Puppy Dog
from Hell's really showing what they're made of, landing in 4th during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
Roby has positioned themselves well in 6th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
You're spot on, Rob. Robbie's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
What an impressive performance from Not Clinton Kakatan. They are currently leading the pack in this qualification session, showing incredible pace and skill. It's a commanding position for them, and they have set the bar high for their competitors. Impressive display by Eddie G, currently sitting in position 4. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Looks like Eddie G is making a statement, securing a spot in 4th.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. D-Max has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by D-Max so far, earning him 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Absolutely, Rob. DMAX has shown great potential to secure 7th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
A strong showing from Eddie G as they currently sit in 5th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
D-Max has secured a respectable 6th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? It's a masterclass from Jack M team in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead. Jack M team has completed their outlap. Currently in 5th, Puppy Dog from Hell has displayed. Puppy Dog from Hell has completed their outlap. What a sublime effort by Chris Ilduke in qualifying. They have taken charge of the session, holding the top position with authority. Their consistency and skill have been unmatched so far, and they are positioning themselves for a favorable starting position.
I completely agree, Rob. Chris Ilduke has left everyone in awe with their remarkable performance. They have set the benchmark and are making a statement that they are the driver to beat.
Chris Ilduke has just completed a lap in 0:57.608. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 5th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
Great analysis, Rob. Eddie G has shown excellent pace to secure 5th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
And there goes Roby, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Absolutely, Rob. Robbie has put in a remarkable effort to secure 6th. The competition is
Not Clinton Kakaten has completed their first flying lap in 0:56.060. What a fantastic showing from Not Clinton Kakaten in qualifying. They currently hold the top spot and are in prime position for a strong starting position. Their lap times have been exceptional, and they have showcased their talent and determination. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. I'm thinking Eddie G could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 101.464 isn't cutting it for 6th. A switch to a softer compound might give them the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. With not Clinton Kakaten now sitting pretty in first, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
D-Max has put in a great effort and currently holds 7th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting? The D-Max has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Chris Ilduke, positioning them in 2nd at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Chris Ilduke has done a fantastic job to claim 2nd. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
It's a stellar performance from Chris Ilduke, clinching 2nd.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
There's a real buzz in the air as Chris Ilduke secures 2nd.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Impressive work from D-Max, who has claimed 8th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. D-Max might need to rethink their setup. That 058.850 isn't doing them any favors in 7th. Maybe tweaking the downforce for better grip could shave off a few precious seconds.
I agree, Rob. A bit more downforce on those corners at Alpental Redux could make a world of difference. But they'll have to be careful not to sacrifice too much top speed on the straights.
A dominant display by not Clinton Kakaten in this qualifying session. They have put in a stunning lap time and find themselves at the top of the leaderboard. The other drivers will have their work cut out to match their speed and claim that pole position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Not Clinton Kakaten has been absolutely exceptional in this qualifying session. Their performance is a testament to their skill and determination.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. DMAX's latest lap at 0:58.552 isn't cutting the mustard. They're sitting in 7th, which means there's a fair bit of ground to make up.
Yeah, Rob, it's a decent time, but in this game, decent won't get you to the podium. They'll need to dig deeper and find some extra pace.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. It's an impressive showing by Eddie G, currently in 6th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You're spot on, Rob. Eddie's current position.
Eddie G's last lap at 0:58.304 has them languishing in 6th. Time slipping away, and they need to find some magic on the track.
Absolutely, Rob. It's crunch time, and they've got to push that Honda S800 RSC beyond its limits if they want to claw back into the top 5.
Mr. Bang has positioned themselves well in 8th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Mr. Bang's got their work cut out for them in 8th. Perhaps adjusting the gear ratios for better acceleration could help knock off a few tenths.
You're on the money, Rob. On a track with this many tight turns, quicker acceleration out of the corners could be key to a faster lap time.
Colin Burton has secured a respectable 9th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Colin Burton has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Mr. Bang as they currently hold position 8. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Incredible drive by Eddie G so far, earning him 6th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? And there goes Roby, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Absolutely, Rob. Robbie has shown great potential to secure 5th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Mr. Bang has put in a great effort and currently holds 8th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Impressive display by Roby, currently sitting in position 5. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 6th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? Looks like Eddie G needs to put the pedal to the metal. That last lap times landed them in 6th. Not where they'd want to be, especially with the session ticking away.
True, Rob. It's all about incremental gains. Every tenth of a second counts, and they've got to squeeze every bit of performance out of that Honda S800 RSC.
It's an impressive showing by Roby, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Impressive work from Roby, who has claimed 5th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Great analysis, Rob. Roby has shown excellent pace to secure 5th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Alpental Redux, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Not Clinton Kakaton will lead the way from pole position.
But they will have to be smart about their moves. They must not burn out too early.
The second position belongs to Chris Ilduke,
putting that Honda S800 RSC into prime position for the race.
As the drivers prepare to take off, Jack M Team sits in 3rd place on the starting grid. We're seeing Puppy Dog from Hell in the 4th spot.
And they are looking to start the race on the Standards tire compound.
Our 5th place starter, Roby, is poised to make a move towards the front.
The Jamaican driver will be focused on a good result from here.
Starting from 6th on the grid is a good position for Eddie G to launch an attack. Mr. Bang is lining up 7th.
That Honda S800 RSC looks like it has some potential.
Sitting in 8th is Colin Burden. The lights go out, and we are off to a flying start.
Precision's the name of the game. It's like trying to thread a needle at full throttle. And these drivers? They're looking to sew up a strong start.
Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race.
I'm looking forward to burning some rubber here, Rob.
Bit of a cruisy start for not Clinton Kakaten, just filling out the track at Alpental Redux. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land. Great driving from not Clinton Kakaten, who has just gained a place and moved up to second.
It's like not Clinton Cockadon had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to second.
Let's talk about tyre degradation. How does it affect the car's handling, and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
Oof, if Puppy Dog from Hell was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Puppy Dog from Hell is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Robbie keeps hiding the main ingredient.
Oh, this is getting intense. Chris Ilduke is just behind not Clinton Kakaten. Seems like not Clinton Kakaten is getting in range of Chris Ilduke. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Colin Burden will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Colin Burden, I'm thinking the same. Someone shook the board?
Seems so. Colin Burden's taken a slide, but knowing them, it's just a part of the dance.
That's got to be frustrating. But Colin Burden is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to battle their way back up the field.
You Americans have your drive-throughs. Here, Jack M-Team's trying to make this a drive past on Chris Ilduke.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
Mr. Bang wants to find a way round Puppy Dog from Hell.
If you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Breaking alert. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line.
Chris Ilduke is not going to be happy about that.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. I swear, Mr. Bang's on the prowl, making the leap to 6th look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. With all these modern racing aids, I sometimes wonder, would the legends of the past, the real trailblazers of the sport, have had it easier or tougher? Hold up a mo, bloody hell. Mr. Bang just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something. The crowd is on tenterhooks as Chris Ilduke in third chases after Jack M-Team. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Chris Ilduke find a way to catch up?
Sweet mercy. Chris Ilduke's lagging like my grandma's old computer. Might be time to reboot, or at least pour some coffee into the gas tank.
A twist in our tale. Chris Ilduke slipping more than a bar of soap in a bath, now at 4th. The track tells a tale. Sorry to cut in here. Oh, Colin Burden went off track. I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend. It might be early days, but Colin Burden is already casting a shadow from the 6th.
Definitely wrong, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. Assetto Corsa, friends, where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI? And just like in any great drama, Puppy Dog from Hell is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the 5th.
You can feel the focus radio braking update. Looks like D-Max tried the old dingo stole my race line trick. A tad too clever by half. Tell ya what, Jack M team is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
Dang, Jack M team is so far back, they're in a different time zone. Hope they remember it's race day, not laundry day.
The gap between Eddie G and Jack M team may be wide, but that doesn't mean Eddie G is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
It's like Eddie's out on the open highway and Jack M team's still getting directions at the last gas station. Got a bit of catching up to do.
Struth, Roby's having a real dog's breakfast of a moment. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jack M team trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Eddie G. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Jack M team close in enough to mount a challenge? A strategic misstep perhaps? Jack M team's place has shifted to fourth. The plot thickens.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Jack M team will bounce back, no doubt about it.
From where we're sitting, Jack M team seems unmovable from that fourth.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Jack M team holds onto that fourth, it's like they're leading in a tango.
Roby's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Look, Robbie's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one can't wait to see what's coming next.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Puppy Dog from Hell trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Jack M team. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? Not Clinton Kakatan isn't just racing. They're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in first. Crikey, not Clinton Kakatan's lead is slipping away quicker than a roux on the hop. Eddie G is now just 16.4 seconds behind. Jack M team is placed fourth at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Puppy Dog from Hell, who is 1.9 seconds behind.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the equation, Puppy Dog from Hell can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus, and wait for any opportunity to arise.
Excellent work from Jack M team, who has managed to increase their lead over Puppy Dog from Hell. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. But with every smooth turn comes the risk of wrecking their car. Who will be the first to push it too far and crash out of the race?
That's right, Rob. These drivers are like musicians, finding their groove and playing their instruments to perfection. But just like in music, even the best players can hit a wrong note. Let's hope none of these drivers make any mistakes and end up singing the blues.
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. Every gear shift, every pedal push, Chris Duke's got one goal in mind, capturing Eddie's spot. With the asphalt burning beneath them, not Clintonkakatan's strategy seems to be working, placing them in first.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, not Clintonkakatan's act from first is worth an encore.
It's like David versus Goliath out there. Chris Duke just slung a stone and gained ground, while Eddie G is left searching for footing.
Absolutely Rob, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and Chris Duke can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
In the grand chessboard of racing, Chris Duke appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at third. Tell ya what, DMAX has got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing that gap and breathing down the neck of Roby. Hope Roby brought the aero guard, cause is about to get bitten. Chris Duke wants to close that gap with Eddie G.
Do they have the speed for a move, and more importantly, do they have the talent?
Chris Duke's falling behind Eddie G at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. Sometimes, I feel the strategy behind these races is deeper than a conversation at 3 AM in an outback pub.
You're telling me, it's like planning a family reunion in a small southern town. You've got to consider who's coming, who's feuding, and who's gonna cause a ruckus. Then prepare for it all to change in a heartbeat.
As Roby trails Mr. Bang, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Robbie missed that lesson. Just like my pie-making class.
Watching Chris Duke try to close that gap on Eddie G is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes.
Yeehaw, it's like Chris Duke took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
Mate, Chris Duke's creeping up on Eddie G like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear. You know, Eddie G, if you were any slower, you'd be going backwards. But good on ya for making Chris Duke work for it.
Well, shucks, Eddie G might want to drop a gear or two. Chris Duke's breathing down their exhaust like they're trying to catch a high off a tailpipe.
Tough break for Eddie G, who has just lost a position.
Life on the track is a tapestry of decisions. Looks like Eddie G is weaving a complex narrative today, dropping a notch.
Stone the Crows. Eddie's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, second.
You can't argue with results like that. Eddie G is really making their mark on this race.
Chris Duke and Eddie G have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 0.4 seconds now. I tell you, mate, the tech in these cars would outshine any gizmo you'd find in a Sydney cafe.
As long as it doesn't make my morning coffee, I'm good. But yeah, the tech here is like something out of...
I know what's this. Someone's revved up after lunch. Chris Duke's blitzed ahead, claiming second.
Man, if racing was a barbecue, Chris Duke just threw down the spiciest ribs. Up to second and sizzling.
Things are getting spicy as Jack M team is breathing down Eddie's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Jack MT and Eddie G, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
Eddie G has the pedal to the metal chasing Chris Ilduke.
Can they make it past without taking the paint off?
What a tight spot for Eddie G. They have Jack M Team right on their tail 0.2 seconds away, and Chris Ilduke just inches away with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a true test of their racecraft.
I'm on the same page, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind provide valuable context to understand the challenges faced by Eddie G. It's a constant juggling act, and they need to seize the right moment to gain an advantage.
Incredible. Eddie G is caught in a fierce battle, with Jack M Team breathing down their neck 0.2 seconds away, and Chris Ilduke just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills. The race is heat. Hold up a mo. Well, Jack M Team's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them. It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Chris Ilduke can catch some shade behind Eddie G? F.
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit. The mental game is just as important here. Chris Ilduke must keep their cool while putting pressure on Eddie G.
Bloody oath, Chris Ilduke is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Eddie G down to a scant 0.1 seconds. I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Chris Ilduke's just breezed into second.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Chris Ilduke's putting on a masterclass, storming into second.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Eddie G and Chris Ilduke. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning. Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell is chasing Eddie G harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? As a former racing driver, how challenging was it to adapt your driving style to account for tire degradation throughout a race?
It was a constant challenge, Rob. Tire degradation can change the car's balance and handling, so drivers need to be versatile and adaptable. It requires continuous adjustments to driving techniques and a keen understanding of the car's behavior.
This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here.
A tough moment for Eddie G, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to fourth. Remember when Puppy Dog from Hell was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection. Oh no, what's this? Well, if it isn't Eddie G, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac.
Whoa Nelly, looks like Eddie's been watching too much NASCAR, trying to drift on an F1 circuit.
Things don't seem to be going Puppy Dog from Hell's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here.
Chris Ilduke might be leading the parade now, but remember, the dance ain't over till the last fiddle plays. Still plenty of racetrack left for surprises.
Puppy Dog from Hell's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Chris Ilduke. It's like chasing a roo on a motorbike. Cricky, Colin Burden's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate. As we come into the final moments of this epic race, not Clinton Kakaten is in the lead, the leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for not Clinton Kakaten. In fifth, it's Eddie G. Coming in sixth, we have Mr. Bang. What a fantastic race from Chris Ilju, who brings it home in second place. Impressive drive from Puppy Dog from Hell to claim the final spot on the podium.
Fantastic result.
Jack M. Teen and D-Max end in 4th and 8th. Roby in 7th. You've joined us on a breezy day here at Alpental Redux, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Oi, lights are gone. Flat out like a lizard drinking, mate.
Avoiding fender benders while gunning for the front? That's the name of the game right now.
These early salvos will shape the outcome of this race. The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. Did someone forget to tell Colin Burton that the race has begun? They're already losing ground.
Well, butter my biscuit, Colin Burton's taken quite the tumble. Going from 1 to 5, they're in a deeper pickle than a jar of dills at a county fair.
Chris Duke looks like they have got off to a flying first lap, gaining places straight out of the gate.
Hot dang, Chris Duke's off like a prom dress in spring. But we all know it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
Rob, last time I saw Jack M Team was riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
Now that's how it's done. Jack M Team rips through the track, while Roby watches the taillights fade. Chris Duke wants to get into Colin Burton's slipstream.
They need to keep it on the black stuff. You don't get points for driving over weeds, not in this game.
With a move that's swift, I'd say Chris Duke's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
I tell ya, Chris Duke's hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming third like a champ.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Colin Burton is sniffing around puppy dog from hell like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of fourth. Superb driving from Colin Burton, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are gonna need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial ladder stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete in the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
Breaking update. Whoops, Roby's taken more spins than a dead or alive record.
Well, shoot, Robbie's channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster, but always a show.
It's tighter than a wallaby in a pouch out there.
I'll try and translate this, and on this side of the pond, it's closer than a hot dog in a bun. It's an intense battle between two skilled drivers, and Eddie G in fifth is doing everything they can to keep not Clinton Cockadon behind them. The slightest mistake could cost them the position, so they need to stay focused and stay on their game.
This is what it's all about, folks. Roby is in hot pursuit of Chris Duke, who's just trying to stay ahead.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Robbie is doing to Chris Duke right now, doesn't it?
It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. I tell you what, not Clinton Cockadon has got more problems than a maths book right now. Eddie G is leaving them in a cloud of dust. And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Things are heating up as Puppy Dog from Hell closes in on Colin Burton. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
The action is non-stop as not Clinton Cockadon shadows Eddie G through every twist and turn, determined to claim fifth.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Who will keep their cool under pressure? Not Clinton Cockadon or Eddie G. It's anyone's race.
Whoa there, Colin Burton is sticking to Puppy Dog from Hell like glue. Do you reckon Puppy Dog from Hell's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would.
It's going to be a close one. Colin Burton will have to push hard to create an opportunity.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Eddie G is right behind not Clinton Cockadon, keeping the pressure on for fifth place. A brilliant maneuver from Eddie G, who has just moved up the field. We are used to seeing some hold on a second, oi.
Is it just me or?
Nah, mate, Chris Ilduke really just took the scenic route through the outback of Alpental Redux. Crikey.
By the looks of it, Chris Ilduke's been taking driving tips from them Duke boys. Ain't the Dukes of Hazzard, friend.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Not Clinton Kakatan is the predator, with Eddie G firmly in their sights. It looks like not Clinton Kakatan is making a move. The gap to Eddie G is now down to 0.6 seconds.
With every lap, I can see not Clinton Cockadon making micro adjustments on that steering wheel, refining traction control. They're itching to show Eddie G their taillights.
The track conditions are looking good here today. The drivers will be able to push the cars to the limit, and it's going to make for some exciting racing. If cars could sweat, Eddie's rear view would be a bloody waterfall right now. Close racing this. Impressive driving from Eddie G, who has managed to extend their lead over not Clinton Kakatan. They are walking away at this point. Does not Clinton Kakatan have anything in reserve? By the looks of it, not Clinton Kakatan in 6th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Eddie G. Hold on to your stubbies. Not Clinton Kakatan's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Eddie G like a dingo after a roadrunner. Things are heating up as Puppy Dog from Hell tries to close the gap to Mr. Bang. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Not Clinton Kakatan is proper nipping at Eddie's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
It's a battle for position as not Clinton Cockadon tries to make a move on Eddie G. This is what racing is all about.
Fantastic move from not Clinton Kakatan, who has just gained a position. Oh dear, not Clinton Kakatan has dropped down to 6th. You know, wait, well, Colin Burton's spinning like my life in 2020. Someone get him a map, or a therapist.
Alpental Redux is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Bloody hell, Eddie's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched 4th. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration. Gee whiz, not Clinton Kakatan is breathing down Eddie's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Eddie's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. The gap between not Clinton Kakatan and Eddie G is widening. It's now up to 0.5 seconds. Crikey, that overtake by not Clinton Kakatan was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
While Mr. Bang is not under immediate threat from Puppy Dog from Hell, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Oi, Puppy Dog from Hell. Better crank up that Walkman and put on some tunes. At this rate, you'll be catching up to Mr. Bang by the encore.
Well, looky here, pal, Puppy Dog from Hell is closing in on Mr. Bang. We're talking a gap of just 1.5 seconds.
Mr. Bang needs to keep their cool and drive like there's a mint julep waiting at the finish line. Let's see if they can keep Puppy Dog from Hell from making a pass.
I'm curious, Al, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals help me feel prepared and focused.
It's a tense battle for position between Eddie G in 4th and Not Clinton Kakaden in 5. Eddie G is keeping Not Clinton Kakaden at bay with a gap of 0.2 seconds. Well, butter my biscuit. Not Clinton Kakaden is no slouch, mate. That lap time's gonna give Eddie G some grey hairs. So, Hal, wait, what a move. Not Clinton Kakaden has moved up to 4th.
You know, back in Carolina, we say, go big or go home. Looks like Not Clinton Kakaden took that to heart, hitting 4th.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Eddie G is right on the heels of Not Clinton Kakaden, and we're in for a wild ride. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Eddie G gaining places and Not Clinton Kakaden losing them. Not Clinton Kakaden could be looking for a way up the inside of Eddie G.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
One thing I admire about Assetto Corsa friends is the sense of community. It's not just about the competition, it's about coming together, sharing knowledge, and pushing the boundaries of the sport.
You nailed it. Every time they hit the track, it's a culmination of shared experiences, lessons learned, and an undying passion for the sport. It's heartwarming and exhilarating all at once.
This is edge of the seat stuff. Mr. Bang is relentlessly hunting down Puppy Dog from hell. Who'll blink first?
The gap between them is just over 0.6 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Eddie G seems to be putting the pressure on Not Clinton Kakaden.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble in the boundary of disaster.
Someone should tell Not Clinton Kakaden this ain't a Sunday drive. Eddie's tearing up the track.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Eddie's looking every bit the champ today.
The gap between Not Clinton Kakaden and Eddie G is razor thin as they vie for 4th in this nail-biting contest. It's a game of inches now as Colin Bergen tails D-Max closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter of the tire barrier kind, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
We're watching Mr. Bang in 3rd, and is currently being hounded by Eddie G with a gap of just 0.2 seconds. Disappointing for Mr. Bang, they now braking development. Mr. Bang's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse.
I reckon Mr. Bang thought they were panning for gold off the track there. Sorry, buddy, that's not how you strike it rich.
Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Colin Burden is stalking DMAX's wait, oi, Not Clinton Kakaden tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Not Clinton Kakaden 0. The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Jack M Team cruising in 1st.
Oh, spot on. With the way Jack M Team controls that 1st, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
Jack M Team is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Puppy Dog from hell can capitalize on any mistake. Darn tootin', Rob, Jack M Team is looking as smooth as a gravy sandwich out there. They're making it a tough day at the office for Puppy Dog from hell.
Every move counts now as D-Max works to reel in Colin Burden and overtake for P3. If racing were a dance, Not Clinton Kakaden would be trying to lead, but Eddie G just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for not Clinton Kakaden right now as they are struggling to keep up with Eddie G. As rubber meets road, and strategy meets luck, Puppy Dog from Hell is etching their story in second.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Puppy Dog from Hell makes is pure art.
Impressive stuff from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has managed to pull away from Colin Burton, leaving him choking in their exhaust fumes.
It's clear as day that Puppy Dog from Hell is holding all the cards. They're making it near impossible for Colin Burton to close that gap.
It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for D-Max, who is currently in P4. But Colin Burton is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from D-Max.
Absolutely. DMAX in fourth will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
The adrenaline is pumping as not Clinton Kakaden gets within striking distance of Eddie G in their race for sixth. These engines aren't just humming for fun. They're thirsty. Sorry to cut in here, and not Clinton Kakaden has just won the place from Eddie G. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
A great pass for D-Max as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Colin Burton has lost ground.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
Huge shout out to the admins at Assetto Corsa friends for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Rob, and the excitement is palpable. I can feel it in my circuits. I mean, this is the kind of race that people will be talking about in the bar. We're witnessing history in the making.
It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Mr. Bang's got D-Max in their crosshairs.
The gap's closing, the clock's ticking, and the finish line awaits its champion.
If Mr. Bang doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. You'd reckon Eddie G was tracing the shadows of ancient Dreamtime stories with that sprawling distance ahead. It's a trek that rivals the tales of old bunyip chasers.
Feels like they're chasing moonshine dreams in broad daylight, doesn't it? But every now and then, the dream becomes real.
Oi, someone tell Eddie G this isn't a Sunday Arvo drive to the Bottle O. Not Clinton Kakaden's making him look a bit slow out of the gate.
Daggum, Eddie's spinning their wheels like a chicken with its head cut off. And not Clinton Kakaden, like a kid in a candy store, leading the pack.
Hold on to your stubbies. Mr. Bang is closing in on D-Max like a bachelor at the end of a buck's night. Hope D-Max either brought some lube or protection. It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Mr. Bang and D-Max.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Mr. Bang is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. DMAX better check that rearview mirror.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Mr. Bang for nabbing third.
Absolutely. Mr. Bang is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
Jack M team is on fire in the last sector. And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Jack M team.
And that's why Jack M team is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
What a drive from Puppy Dog from Hell, securing a great second place finish.
Intense race, but Puppy Dog from Hell held their nerve and earned a great second place.
That was an outstanding performance from D-Max. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
Impressive driving to secure that spot.
Colin Burton, not Clinton Kakaden, Eddie G, and Chris Ilduke claim 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th. Followed by Mr. Bang in 7th. Taking 9th is Roby.